Loved by Night, Trapped in the Triangle of Love. Written by Mildred Osei-Diko. Narrated by Khai Lannor. Prologue. Shadowy figures swarmed in the darkness of the night. There was a flood of them, moving briskly, silent over the stones beneath them. It was a storm that would destroy anything that came up against it, and the figures that made up this storm did it whenever and wherever they were called. The moon rose to the middle of the sky, and slowly it began to change, growing in size until it was full. Blood-red eyes responded to that moon, faces raised in agony and exhilaration. As one, all their faces began to change, flaming red eyes blazing and the hairs of their skin becoming thicker, their hands stronger, their mouths longer, with sharp blades replacing their blunt teeth. They howled into the night's wind and gave power to their chase. They would capture the enemy. The men ran ahead of them, 3 brothers, desperate for sanctuary, running like they never had before. They weren't used to running. They had been so in control before. But now they were being chased by an enemy who didn't care about their authority or status. They had come, taken everything, and left. The brothers had to fight to protect themselves and their home. Fight to stay alive, and that meant running. They heard the howls and looked at each other. There was no fear in the faces, but there was apprehension, identical alarm. "Werewolves, a whole pack of them," one breathed to the other, the younger one. He had full black hair that framed his face and fell to his neck. His face was chiseled, with high cheekbones and commanding eyes, a stare that could melt anyone. His brother, the oldest one, nodded. He was bigger than his brothers, and his face was stern and uncompromising. All the angles of his face had been forged from a tough childhood of looking out for all of them. He had the same green eyes and chiseled face, but his hair was short and immaculate, and his beard thick and long. He nodded to his brother. "What now? Run or fight?" the younger asked. "If we run, they will overtake us and set the pace for the fight. We fight now." They turned their backs to the road and stayed still. They were one with the surroundings around them, blending in perfectly. Not a single hair on their heads moved. Power flowed through them, ancient and grand, the power of the first vampires. As they stood and waited, muscles flexing in the night, and the glint of the supernatural rising in their faces, the horde came. The werewolves howled and ran over each other, ready to tear the brothers limb from limb. Their eyes glowed golden green. It was time for war. Chapter 1. Village Life. Rebecca picked up the runaway chick and began to walk back to the house. She was already tired. It had been a long day of shoveling this and feeding that, always one thing, then another, running this errand or doing that chore. She was utterly exhausted. But instead of letting her rest, her aunt sent her out to find the missing chick. She had to go on a half-hearted chase through the bushes when she was almost falling asleep. It wasn't only her day making her tired, though. It was life in the village. She wanted to be free. She wanted to move to the city and create a new life there, a fresh start, a new beginning. She wanted something apart from chickens and shoveling, and she wouldn't find it here. She would only find it out there, where she had never been before. She fantasized about it as she walked home through the damp bushes. The path in front of her didn't matter now. All she saw were tall buildings reaching up into the sky through the dark. She always imagined the city, with all its bright, beautiful lights and the towering skyscrapers that you couldn't even see the tops of. There was also noise, a lot of people moving about, cars swerving around each other as people rushed by. There would be colors from all the big ad boards. She had to make it to the city. She wanted a life, a real life, and there would only be a life for her there. She ground her teeth in frustration. It was a trait inherited from her father, a father she'd never known. The thought made her feel even sadder and angrier, and she clenched her teeth harder together. She got to the chicken coop and put away the stray, finally reuniting it with all the other chicks. She secured the coop while she went in to get a well-deserved meal.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?